People were going crazy. I was like so embarrassed. It's my wife. It's not like I was going and kissing some other woman. It's like, it's the same girl. I've been married for the last 25 years. How can you all have objection to that? Love has its, ups and downs. Sometimes you may feel madly in love. Sometimes you may not feel that madly in love. I'm actually pregnant with Ananya here. Really? Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know. I used to get very hurt. Like, think, how can they say these things and whatever. But I think I've developed a thick skin, and also I have to say one more thing, that we tend to focus on the negative. Success comes and goes. I have seen it in my own family. I've seen it with Chunky. Chunky has been through it.
Yes.
I mean, you cannot get carried away with that. Hi, I'm Bhavana Pandey, and you're watching me on midday.com.
Hello everyone, this is Ocean Fernandez for Midday.com, and today we are in conversation with the fabulous Bhavana Pandey. Hi Bhavana, how are you?
Hi Ocean. Ocean
Yes.
is your name. Oh my God, that's such a cool name.
Thank you so much. So first of all, congratulations on this show. I think it's been all the rage. It's been everything that people are talking about, and you being a recurring member in season 3 as well. Because this is Delhi versus Mumbai, or Delhi and Mumbai, if some would like to call it. How was the transition for you as a Delhiite, becoming a true blue Mumbaikar?
Okay, so basically I was born in Delhi, but I was there for a very few years. I think when I was like 5 or 6 years old, we moved to Mumbai, and then I did my entire schooling in Mumbai. Then I moved to Delhi, I did my college there, and then I got married and moved back to Bombay. So I think my most formative years I have spent in Mumbai, because it's your schooling, and of course I did my college. I think both the places have their own advantages and disadvantages. I mean, right now I will sit on the fence and not be too one-sided, but of course Mumbai is home for me, and I love Mumbai. And my parents live in Delhi. I have a lot of friends who are in Delhi, so I have, a good feeling for Delhi as well. There is no dislike there at all, no. In Delhi, people are beautiful hosts. They have large open spaces, and they are, they're very, very hospitable. The food is amazing. They make a lot of effort in their dressing, in their looking after people. It's different, you can't, both have their ups and downs. Like Bombay, the spaces are more cramped, and traffic is like, actually even in Delhi traffic is bad, but Bombay, what happens is, if you're congested in one road, there's no other road you can take. But in Delhi, you have the ring roads, so you can always find options. But I had a blast living in Delhi to those, 5-6 years of my college life, and a little after that, I had an absolute blast, and I made some amazing friends who are still my friends.
So, this season we saw the Karwa Chauth special, which was hosted by Ridhima. And during that episode, we noticed that Sanjay Py, he donated plasma to your dad during COVID, I believe. Did you know the Py family before they hopped onto the show?
We've known Shalini and Sanjay for, maybe 20-25 years now. But we don't meet too often, because obviously they live in Delhi and we live in Bombay. But a lot of social things, when there are the bigger parties in Bombay, Shalini usually flies down, and also Shalini and Sanjay are very good friends with Gauri and Shahrukh, and we meet them a lot in their house as well. But I remember a few years ago, like maybe 7-8 years ago, a little longer, so we met at a party where my parents were also there, and Sanjay and Shalini were there, and Sanjay really got along with my mom and dad. They connected on Vaishno Devi actually, and because my dad is a huge believer in Vaishno Devi, and so is Sanjay, and they connected on that, and then they just kept in touch. And so we are 3 sisters, and I think my dad somewhere just started, he's like almost like a son to my father over the years. This is, I'm talking about way before COVID happened, maybe 6-7 years before that. He calls them every Saturday without fail. He checks on them, and they have their own great equation, my dad and him. So when COVID happened, and my dad was one of the first people before the vaccines had come out, and he got really bad COVID, and so it was so strange that Sanjay called my sister that morning and said that, you know what, I'm going to Vaishno Devi, I'll be back tonight, But I just want to tell you that in case you need, this is my blood group. You know, he just said it by chance and left. And that, and my dad was in the hospital, so he just was checking on him and stuff. By evening, Sunday, I mean, it was like the doctors needed the plasma of that blood group exact. It was like almost like divine intervention. And we called him up, and you know, he was like, I'll be there. And you know, those were such hard times. People were scared to go to hospitals, and but he did it. And you know, we owe him everything, you know, all of us. In fact, Chunky said it in the video diaries that I feel like sometimes he's done more for my father-in-law than even I have done, because we live in a different city. We are there, obviously, we're a phone call away, and but he is in Delhi, and he really provides support to them like a son would. So it's not like he gave it and we became friends. We were always like known to each other, but that will always...
Yeah, that's always going to remain.
Yeah.
Awesome. Speaking of Chunky, you know, season 2 ended on a very romantic note. The vow renewal. I think that was everyone was talking about it. And I want to take you to that moment because it was surreal. I mean, to, you know, have your spouse with you after all these years of marriage, the renewal, and obviously the, you know, the kiss where we saw Ananya and Raisa were like closing their eyes and standing.
But they've always been awkward.
Really?
You know? But you know, even I'm a little awkward person. If you see, I was like, no. So I think it's not just them, even I'm like that. You know, I'm a little awkward with public display of affection, you know. So, and Chunky's not like that at all. You can see that, you know. So they were like, oh my God, what are you all doing? And just Chunky just went for it. He was like, and he's come back and fired all of us. He was like, excuse me, it's my wife. It's not like I was going and kissing some other woman. It's like, it's the same girl I've been married for the last 25 years. How can you all have objection to that? So he's quite chill like that. But I think the vows were very special. So these girls like Mahip, Seema, Neelam, I mean, they became my friends after I got married, right? I mean, they did attend my wedding, but not as my friends, but as Chunky's guests or his friends. So I think it was really special that these three re-attended my wedding, kind of, being my close friend. And of course, imagine having your girls there, your children there at your... Yeah, it was special, it was fun.
Do you have any memories of your wedding, like from back in the day? Like what was it? Must have been chaotic.
My God, it was like I had so much fun at my wedding. I had, you know, people say bride is nervous and bride is this and whatever. So first of all, we had like a huge engagement in Delhi, and Chunky and all the actors flew down for the engagement. And in those days, like, you know, seeing actors was not that common. So I'm talking about 26 years back. So, I mean, we had like, you know, Rekha and Salman and everyone there, and people were going crazy. I was like so embarrassed because, forget my relatives, my own sisters, everyone was going like crazy seeing all the actors, you know, come and whatever. And that time I was like, oh my God, what should I do? I was so embarrassed. But my father-in-law told me a very nice thing then, you know, and he was like, listen, if people did not react to them like this, then they have something to worry about, you know. So he made it so like calm for me that I was fine. So that was one big engagement. But, you know, they say the girl side hosts the wedding function and all. Chunky hosted all the functions after that. He had like the Sangeet in Bombay, he had the wedding in Bombay and the reception. So I literally came as a guest with my family, and I had such a blast. So every memory from my wedding has been super special because I had too much fun.
So Bhavana, since you've been married for so many years, and you know, obviously we saw the vow renewal, what is the secret to keep the spark alive?
What has worked for my marriage has been that we are actually best friends. That's what I always say, because see, love has its, you know, ups and downs. You know, sometimes you may feel madly in love, sometimes you may not feel that madly in love. It's life, you know, that's what happens. But friendship, you know, that always stays. So if that is the core of a relationship, then I think it will work out. I mean, you have to fight with your husband like you would fight with your friend. You would forgive and make up with your husband like you would do with your friend. So I think that is what is it. Yeah.
So, you know, we had Ananya on Midday's Sit With Hit List, and she said,
my mom is involved, but in certain things, and I like her to be involved, like, because I feel like she has a very good script sense also. So even like I ask her to read some of my scripts because I'm interested in, and we also kind of are similar in the way that we think.
I think we relate on her choices, the kind of choices that she's making now. You know, like whether, I mean, I wouldn't want to take the credit for those choices, but definitely I was like, great choice. You know, so whether it's been Kho Gaye Hum Kahan or Gehraiyan, you know, she sends me her scripts once in a while to read, you know, like, what do you think? You know, obviously I've not been an actor and I don't have that script sense, but I read it like I would read a book or an interesting column or something interesting. I read it like that, and if it has my attention, then I tell her that I liked it. So it's that. It's not like I have a script sense. I think with Chunky, it's different. You know, he's grown in a different era. They didn't even really have a bound script in those days. You know, people would come and narrate, and if it was exciting and if it was larger than life, they would say yes. And so his script, he actually doesn't even read her scripts, because he's like, you think differently, don't let me interfere, because I may, you know, not give you the best advice. I think I've just backed her, and that's what she means. You know, sometimes she's like scared to, like Call Me Bae, for example. You know, it's like headlining a series where you know you're probably going to be in every frame for 8 episodes. Are you going to be able to hold people's attention? It is scary. It's a lot of weight to carry. So I think she means I'm more like a sounding board, and I'm like, go ahead. You know, it's great. You know, so I think it's that.
You know,
she's giving her the confidence.
She's also someone who has been subjected to a lot of criticism or hate or negative comments. As a mother, because I too have a daughter, and you know,
How old is she?
She's about 2.
Oh, how cute.
And I cannot
enjoy the
imagine,
time right now.
I cannot imagine somebody talking, you know, trash about my daughter. It really boils my blood. It really angers me. How do you handle it?
So basically, see, I mean, I used to get very hurt. Like, think, how can they say these things and whatever. But I think I've developed a thick skin, and also I have to say one more thing, that we tend to focus on the negative. Let's be honest, there's a lot of love also she has got. Like people like you, you know. So what I mean is, a lot of people come up to me and tell me how much they love her and how much they love her work. They may not have liked a film or her performance in a certain film. Then they like her as a person. So there's always some love coming for her. So I realize that, why am I focusing on the negative? Why am I getting affected with those 10 people? You know, probably some of them didn't even mean it. They were in a mood, wrote and went about with their day. And some people meant it, then that's their opinion. And some are just vicious. So the thing is, like, I realized to focus on the positive.
Coming to the show, you know, you all are mothers, you all talk about your kids. But, you know, despite Ananya being a star and reaching all these heights and doing all these big movies, you don't have that kind of an attitude where, you know, you don't throw that shade.
I cannot, and I should not. I mean, these are my friends. I mean, I wouldn't even do it to anyone outside of my friends. But, you know, one thing I've realized, success comes and goes. I have seen it in my own family. I've seen it with Chunky. Chunky has been through it.
Yes.
I mean, you cannot get carried away with that. Humility is the most important. That is the only thing that will take you places. For me, I think being a nice person, being respectful, sensitive, empathetic, those qualities matter more than success. I mean, this is like out of question. I can't even think of doing that.
Yes.
Because yes, I'm very grateful, she's doing well. But at the same time, if you're not a nice person, all that doing well goes out of the window, according to me. It's of no meaning. I mean, tomorrow, for any reason, if she's not doing well, the only thing that'll keep her going in life is how she's been as a human being. And that's something I've seen with Chunky, that even through his ups and downs, because he was good with people, I mean, today he's got a second chance, because, you know, with all those people are ready to help and, you know, give him work. But if you've been bad, I mean, no one's going to take it. I mean, for what? No one will. So, no chance with that. No.
So, this game is called Delhi versus Mumbai. Which city has the best weather?
I honestly don't like the winter. So, personally, I prefer the Bombay weather. But I know people like Delhi because they have summer, winter, they have seasons.
Specific season.
Yeah, and I love the monsoon, and we have a beautiful monsoon in Bombay.
Which city has the best street food?
Street food, I would say probably Bombay, street food.
And your favorite would be?
Pani puri, yeah, and dahi batata puri. I love.
Which city is the best for a shopping spree with your girlfriends?
I would say Delhi. I would like to go to Haus Khas Village, Qutub, and all that. And they have nice cafes. Yeah, Delhi.
Which city has the best nightlife?
I think Bombay. Definitely. Also, I find Bombay very safe for nightlife.
Now we'll play another game where I'm going to show you some pictures
Okay.
and you're going to tell me your memories associated with
Okay.
it. So this is the first one.
Oh God.
You look really hot, by the way.
Thank you. So this is in Bangkok. Okay, Chunky and I had gone to Bangkok right after we got married, maybe 2-3 months later. He was shooting in Bangladesh for a film, and from there we went to Bangkok. I'm actually pregnant with Ananya here. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know. I mean, this is a month and a half, because I remember when I came back and I tested and I was pregnant.
I don't know, I just randomly picked.
Yeah. So I'm actually pregnant, means I had just conceived.
Yeah,
I had just conceived her. Yeah.
And obviously,
Oh yeah, this is so cute. I mean, I had just delivered. That's my mom and my mother-in-law. They were both there the day she was born. Yeah. And if you notice, Ananya has so much hair, right, for a newborn.
what about this?
Oh, this is my VJing days. So we were VJs for B4U music and movies, and we'd gone for some events. So this picture's from there. And one of the girls is my friend from school, Namrata Barua.
Okay.
She and I did our entire schooling together. Bombay.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, this on a honeymoon. We were in Africa, and there's this point in Kenya where we're kissing across each other. The equator runs in between. So we were like, this is us kissing through the hemispheres.
And finally, this one.
Oh, this is our wedding reception.
And I believe you brought this sari as inspo during the vows.
Yeah, so this is basically, it's like a long jacket with pants. So that's what I wore for the reception. Manish had designed it. And I remember I got so many compliments for this. I don't fit into it. My one arm also doesn't fit into anything
And it's a
anymore.
very unusual color choice
Yeah.
for back in the day.
And the style.
Yes.
Yeah. People are like more into blouses and this. He had made a full-on Indo-Western. Yeah. I was the first Manish Malhotra bride. After that, he went into bridal.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's really sweet. And that's a wrap.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.